Howdy fellow model railroaders, my name's Kevin Brown and I want to thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. In this episode I'm going to go over some progress on my layout as well as go through the footage from the Urbana train show way back in March. We had 3 train shows close together, and I thought to give them all justice I would spread them out between 3 videos, so this is the last of those. There's quite a lot to handle, so we might as well get moving. First off is progress on the layout. I've been working steadily towards having an operating session on the Brownsville Terminal Railroad and trying to get things ready for that. So I've had a chance to work on a couple projects that'll help that along. So here's some footage from that, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, the time has come for me to put more permanent labels on my car card boxes. I've been using these Post-it notes forever, but as you can see, they're starting to come loose and fall off, and I thought it'd be a nice, easy upgrade to the operations of the layout to put more permanent labels on. And conveniently, my wife, for another reason, bought this label maker. So I'm going to spend some time this morning and try to make things look a little more professional. Here's the first box done. I decided there was some silver tape that was already in the printer, so I decided to use silver tape and all caps at the bottom to show what town the box is for, and the rest was pretty straightforward. I really like the way it looks much more professional, and I was finding that as I was cleaning track and doing other things, I was knocking off the old Post-it notes. So here's what's left over from that. So now I've got to do the rest of the boxes, so that's going to be my afternoon project. Well, I got everything all nicely labeled. That was a quick little project. I really like the way it turned out. Just a quick look. Here's Minneapolis with all its new labels. I think it looks a lot nicer. And here's some of the way bills for the Blair Yard. Blair Yard particularly is quite extensive, so I went ahead and labeled everything and separated things to the industrial tracks on the right and the classification yard on the left. So I think that turned out real nice. And then over here, here's Brownsville, and of course the P&N Junction. Like I say, it was a handy little afternoon project, and I really think it worked out nicely, and I think it will make it easier for people that aren't familiar with the layout to come and operate on it. So I recommend it. And I'm a big believer in naming everything. That makes it feel real. So this was another way to kind of reinforce that idea. It was worth it. Well, I ordered me some very nice, probably heavy duty, double pole single throw switches to turn off and on the tracks that I want to do. And I roughed out a piece of 1/8-inch hardboard for a control panel and glued some wood scraps on it to stiffen it up a bit. And did a little labeling, and I think it turned out really nice. I also purchased a bunch of these Kato extensions. That's what I'm going to use to hook up all of the tracks and do all the wiring, and some screws to put everything together. So I'm ready to go. Trying to get all the wiring done and get this project done. Well, here's the mess all soldered together. I've never been a great solderer, kind of ham-handed, which is one of the reasons I went for those bigger switches. So I've got everything all soldered together, and all of my leads, if I can get a hold of one here, has the number of the track it's supposed to go to. Let my soldering iron cool down. So we'll let this all cool off and then hook it all up and hope it works. Well, here's the panel all installed. I went ahead and checked out all of the staging tracks and made sure that they turned on and off just right. No cold solders. I'm pleased, surprised, whatever. I still have to deal with this wiring disaster, but for the moment it works. So that's a project done. And now on to the Urbana train show. My group, the N Scale of Bloomington Normal, took our T-Track modules to the train show in Urbana, like I say, way back in March. We had a fairly modest layout because we were kind of short-handed. More people showed up than we planned on, and it was a good time. This show is somewhat unusual because the first day it is dominated, I guess half the floor space is taken up by a farmer's market. Now, you would think that would be a disadvantage, but actually what it does mean is it brings a lot of people to our train show that wouldn't normally do such things. And I kind of like that whole, blending of two worlds thing. And we got a chance to talk to a lot of people that were interested in trains. So, yeah, it was all in all a very good show. So I took some footage, and I hope you enjoy it.
He's retired now. Can he come over and what we're doing?
It's a nice little layout.
Small tabletop to show what you can do with this starter set in scale.
I agree. That's how we all started before things got out of control.
Well, man, you build and build and it's still big enough.
I know. I'm not convinced that bigger is always better, especially when I'm scrubbing track to keep it clean.
Take some peace from it. Somewhere in one of these modules, Rich has stashed a cop. Trains now.
Those toys. Oh my goodness, is that so cool? Yeah.
And most of them are in the classic fighting cluster, but there are a few that aren't.
One new wrinkle in the Urbana Train Show this year was there was a group from the University of Illinois that had switched over. They had an HO, small HO there, and they'd switched over to a Fremo design, and they decided to go ahead and set up in the space vacated by the farmers market when they took off. So I took quite a bit of footage of them. I'm intrigued with the whole Fremo thing, and it seems like they putting their hearts into it. So here's a little footage from that.
Oh yeah, there's new songs and stuff over there, and then all with that area. Oh, no worries.
All in all, I had a wonderful time at the Urbana Train Show. There weren't a lot of N-scale dealers, so I didn't spend a whole lot of money except for food. It was just enjoyable. We had, I think, more through traffic this year than we did last year, so I think that's a good sign. And like I said, the idea that we can reach a wider audience by displaying our toys at a mall is, I think it's a great idea. So I think it's well worth it, and I'm hoping we get a chance to go back there next year. As far as other things for my group, the N-Scale of Bloomington Normal, we are still working diligently on turning our older T-track modules into a older N-track modules into a more or less permanent layout in Farmer City, as in conjunction with a train shop there. And it's taking time. We're making progress. We've got trains running, though we still have, it's going to be a dog bone style layout, and we still have a lot of work to do on that with reversing circuits and all that, but we're making progress. The other big thing for our group is the next train show, which isn't going to be to the end of June. In fact, the 24th and 25th, and this will be in Galesburg, Illinois, and that's a big show. So we're really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on for the group and what's going on here. So that's about all I've got today. If I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching.